Hello and welcome. You are here with me for Monday Musing number 49. This is my 343rd video in a row for the year 2019. We are moving right along. I have a lot to talk to you about. I'm in a more casual setting. It's nighttime here, so I couldn't use any daylight. Hopefully the lighting is okay. I know it might be a little bit weird, but hopefully it's okay. I had an interesting little event to go to today, and I did film some of it. I actually tried to film the Monday Musing there. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some behind the scenes YouTube stuff. It doesn't matter what you do. If you have a certain job or a certain hobby, you always know there are things that other people don't think about in whatever it is that you do. I'm going to share a couple of YouTube things with you. So when I was in Rangoni shoes and I tried to film this Monday Musing, they had some music running, and I don't know what the music is. There was music running inside the store, and then if I stepped outside, they had Christmas music playing outside the store. And even if it weren't distracting, which it may have been, if I'm talking to you and there's music, even if it's in the background and I have no control over it, if it is copyrighted, my video can be pulled because whoever owns that music doesn't want it playing in the background. As many of you know, I love Rangoni shoes. I bought a lot of Rangoni shoes. I did a video where I did a major haul of 21 pairs of shoes that I had purchased on my own. Rangoni didn't know anything about me doing the video. I did that video and shared it with you, and I have since bought more shoes. I mean, it is, my name is Jill and I've got a problem. It's a bit of an addiction. I do love their shoes. Mr. and Mrs. Rangoni came from Italy. They had a little event for their best customers where Mrs. Rangoni cooked a meal for us right there in the shoe store. They brought these burners that you can just put on a table, and she made pasta and she made a sauce for us, and she gave us the recipe. She told us how to do it, and she fed us all. It was a lovely, lovely time. And I got to meet several other shoe lovers. It was a lovely event, and it was nice to be able to talk to them personally. One thing I noted, and I asked them, was, do you not like navy? Do you have something against navy? What's the deal with not having any navy shoes? Because navy is the one color that I could not buy at Rangoni shoes for whatever reason. And I did talk to Mrs. Rangoni, and she said that navies are harder to sell. I see where that is, because when you think about navy, they go anywhere from almost black, really dark navy, to more of a true kind of blue, to even almost purple. If you put a lot of red in it, there's a lot of purple. If you have a lot of blacks in your wardrobe that you've purchased at different times, you can wear them together, and it doesn't even matter that they really don't match, because blacks truly do the same thing, where you can have a little more blue in it or a little bit of red, but somehow blacks, even if they're slightly different, look good together and it all works out. Navies aren't the same way. They're a little trickier to match. Now, they're still a neutral, but I do get that they are a little trickier to put together. She said that that is one of the reasons that they come out and talk to people, because they do like to know what people are asking for. And another woman who was there, she said that she also wanted navy. The other thing I talked to her about was, do they do men's shoes, and are they going to be doing any men's shoes? Mrs. Rangoni said that when you have a shoe manufacturing area, even when they're made by hand, there are different tools and different things that they use to make those shoes, that they would have to get an entirely different setup for men. I was telling her, a lot of the shoes that you do right now, men would buy. Maybe not all men, all women wouldn't buy their shoes either. That more men would buy if only they made them in some larger sizes, because the largest size they go to is a woman's 11, which isn't a very big men's shoe. And honestly, the average shoe size in the US now is a 10, so an 11 isn't really that big. There are a lot of women who are bigger than an 11, but there are a whole lot of men who are bigger than an 11. You know me, I think everything is moving more unisex. It's a shoe. If it fits you, you get to wear it. The problem is, if they don't make the size range, then it doesn't fit. And I don't know how big of a market it would be for them, but a lot of their shoes are more masculine and some are more feminine, and men can wear whatever they want to wear. I like a mix. I like to have masculine and feminine, and I was telling her, if I wear a very masculine shoe, then I balance that with a very feminine blouse or very feminine outfit, because that's kind of my style. I'm pretty much an equal blend of masculine and feminine. I'm sort of just the classic balanced body type, and so if I'm wearing one of anything anything that's very masculine, I will balance it with something that's very feminine, and that works for me. And some people go more masculine or more feminine, but their shoes, they have a wide range on the spectrum of masculine and feminine. Anyway, I just think that if they made some of their shoes bigger, they would expand their market, not only with women, but with men as well. But I am somebody who just truly believes in unisex everything, or just not even calling it for men or women. My philosophy is just to design it and make it and welcome anybody who's interested in it. And that is the approach that I take with my jewelry. And I do think it would be a good approach for their shoes, but of course, that is their call. I took a video down. This video, I didn't do it this year, I did it last year. It was a video on Louis Vuitton where I was shopping for a Louis Vuitton luggage piece. I was pointing out that they divide, like a lot of companies do, they divide everything between men and women. And so if you're looking for luggage or anything, the first thing you do is you have to declare your gender. I don't know if they're saying gender or sex, but you have to declare man or woman or male or female or whatever it is they want you to declare, which has nothing to do with the luggage I'm looking at, and how I always thought that their luggage was much more limited than it was. There's a whole lot on the men's side that I like, and in fact, when it comes to luggage and some of the small leather goods, I actually like a lot of the men's things better. And so I did this tongue-in-cheek video of Louis Vuitton wants to see my word I can't say. I did say it. I didn't get any flack from YouTube about it, but there's been a lot going on with this COPPA. YouTube got into trouble with the FCC. I've talked about this a little bit, where YouTube said that they can't tell if somebody's a child. This is what they told the FCC. You can't regulate us because we can't really tell if somebody's a child. We don't specifically market to them. And then at the same time, we're telling companies like Mattel, guess what? We really know when children are watching, and we're tracking all of their information, and we are using that to market to them, and we can use that to market your products, whatever company you are, to children. That's illegal. Not only is it illegal, but YouTube was talking out of both sides of their mouths about it. Now what they're doing is they're having everybody declare whether their videos are for adults or children. There was no middle ground. You're either for adults or for children. That doesn't really make any logical sense. There's a whole middle ground there of things that aren't made for children. When you think adult, there's a category you think of that is inappropriate for children. It's risque, or it has a lot of violence or whatever. And most things fall in this middle category. Well, it turns out the law is written that way. They acknowledge that there is a middle category. It's called general audience. And that is where most YouTubers fit, is this general audience. But YouTube doesn't like that. And we're talking about Google too, because Google owns YouTube. YouTube doesn't like that because with general audience, if children are going to be watching, they cannot then track the information and mark it back, because what they're admitting is there may be children watching and we don't know. They're making us declare whether we're adult or children and wanting us to be general audience, but they're not going to market to it that way. They're going to market as if it's adult or children. It's frustrating and it doesn't make any sense. So if you go to adult, if you say something to adult, like the male body part that I referenced in that video, you're in danger of not only having that video demonetized, which I don't care about, that video taken down, which I wouldn't care that much about, your whole channel wiped out. And they were wiping out a lot of channels. Some of them came back, but they have wiped out a lot of channels. And what some of the people sort of in the know are saying is, you definitely need to take down any video that is in any way, could any way be considered adult, that has anything even being a little too risque, because you would be in danger of them taking your whole channel down. And they're erring on the side of being conservative because they want to prove to the FCC that they're doing what they said that they would do. So as a small YouTuber, there's nothing you could do about it. Your channel could get taken down, and that's that. If you have fewer than 100,000 subscribers, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I have fewer than 100,000 subscribers. I'm a very small channel. I don't have anybody at YouTube that I could even talk to about that. I have no contacts. You have to be that big, and even then you might not have a contact at YouTube. What they're advising is not only to make it unwatchable, but to literally delete it from YouTube altogether. So I did do that. There was only that one video that I could think of. I have things that offend people, but that doesn't make them adult. I think those are okay. We're going to see. Hopefully I'm still making videos and you are still seeing me, but if not, that's what happens. Something like that happens. So I don't know what the future holds as far as all of this goes. Eventually, it will all be worked out. Eventually, we'll find the steady state, but eventually it could be 5 years from now. We are right now in the rocky period where YouTube and the FCC are feeling each other out and figuring out what's going to work. There are a lot of casualties along the way. And unfortunately, some of the biggest casualties are children's channels, because YouTube is basically saying, listen, if we really can't do all this monetization, and it's not even that they can't monetize, it's that they can't do this particularly invasive marketing. And basically they're saying, if we can't do that, then we're not going to do anything, is my understanding. So a lot of those channels can't make money, and they can't even have comments, which, as we've discussed before, it isn't worth it for them. And then of course there are the more adult channels too that are coming down. And I really don't know what's going on with all of this, but we'll see how it all ends up. In 2019, of course, I've been doing a video every day, so that's 365 videos. Next year, I will start out with 1 video a week, give myself a little break, and then I will build up, and I'll probably end up at 2 or 3 videos a week. So it will be a lot fewer videos next year. I am going to try to focus more. I will try to focus on jewelry design, on educating about jewelry, but I also want to make sure that I am sharing with you what you want to hear and what you want to know. So I always love talking about design in any aspect. When I find things that I enjoy that are well designed, of course, I will bring those to you. I will do some bag videos, maybe not as many as I've been doing now, but I will be doing some of those as well. There's another thing that will be going on in my life. I will be decluttering a lot. What it's going to be really is downsizing. My plan in 2020 is to downsize. I live in a very big house that I have lived in for a number of years, and I raised my children here. My children have gotten to be adults. One has flown the nest and the other will be. It just doesn't make sense for me to have this big house. So I know that I will be downsizing, and in order to prepare for that, I am going to start decluttering or minimizing my collections. And I'm not sure whether that's something that you want to see. And if you do, I'm not really sure how to even film and edit that. That is something that would require some practice for me. In the beginning of the year, I shot a couple of makeup videos and decided against that. I'm not very good at that. But I will be decluttering my makeup a lot. I will be decluttering it hard. If that's something you want to see, let me know. I will also be downsizing in a lot of other areas. I'm just going to be preparing for being in a smaller space. I'm not promising I'll do a lot of those videos because I don't know how difficult they're going to be to shoot, but I would like to know if that's something you would like to see, or if you say, ugh, let's just keep focused on jewelry and design. This is another reminder that if you'd like to send me a photo, please do that to be included in a video. I want to do a video just reflecting on the year and reflecting on the people who have been here this year. I think it will air by the end of this year. I'm not 100% sure. It will take me a little time to get that together, and I don't know if I will have the time while I'm in the thick of doing a video every day. We'll see. Things are getting very hectic. In addition to Christmas and all of that, my son's birthday is also this month. There's just a lot going on. I would like to get that video done by the end of the year. If not, it will happen in January. I just wanted to remind you, several of you have sent me a photograph, but if you have not and you would like to, please send it to jillmaurerjewelry@gmail.com. So it's JILLMAURER jewelry@gmail.com. There are 2 R's in Maurer. A lot of people forget that first R. Last week, I did a comparison on my Louis Vuitton Christmas animation pieces. I did it at the table, so you could get a close-up of all 3 pieces. So it was good for looking at the types of pieces, but also looking at the different animations. I have pieces in the Shanghai, Paris, and Venice collection. If you are looking at any of those, either one of the collections or one of the pieces, it was a good way to take a closer look at it and to really compare the 3. I also did a video with your favorite, Donnie Grissom. Bobster92 had requested that Donnie tell us which is his favorite Jill Maurer piece, and Donnie did do that, and it was a fun video to do, and Cece was there, Donnie's dog, so that was a lot of fun. We also talked about lab-grown sapphires, mabe pearls, lobster clasps, and lockets. So there was a lot of jewelry talk, of course, last week as well. This coming week, I have another Donnie video video for you. Donnie and I will be talking about buying estate jewelry online. And I have another unboxing for you. This is a different kind of unboxing. It's definitely a luxury piece, but it is not a handbag and it is not a piece of clothing. So you'll have to just wait and see what that is. It's something that I've wanted for a long time and just didn't spend the money on it. You know, I just kept not doing it. It doesn't normally go on sale, and I found a way to kind of get it for less, so I went ahead and got it. I will review it later to see if it's worth the money. You'll see what it is this week. Also, of course, I will do several jewelry minutes. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you have not subscribed, please do. I would love to see you here again tomorrow. Until then.